Welcome back to the Arizona Daily Mix. You know, you cannot have St. Patty's without the proper beer, and Guinness is the proper beer for St. Patrick's Day. And who better to help us out but Owen Glavin? And I hope, Owen, did I pronounce the last name right?
Clavin, with a C. With a C, my friend.
Clavin. You know, my Irish is not that good.
Don't worry, you'll be fluent by the end of this segment.
Hey, a little bit of Guinness and you will be. Let's talk a little history about Guinness, because this is definitely a renowned beer all over the world.
Yeah, so the Guinness Brewery, I mean, we were founded by the great Arthur Guinness in 1759. He signed a 9,000-year lease on an old disused brewery on the outskirts of Dublin City. And, you know, over the next 100 years, he began brewing porters and stouts, which we became famous for around the globe. And he went from the biggest brewery in Dublin to the biggest brewery in Ireland to the biggest brewery in the world. And it wasn't until the 1950s that we created a beer that probably everyone in the United States knows us for. It's called Guinness Draft Stout. So if you go to any Irish pub around the world, or, you know, many bars here in the United States, you're going to see a Guinness tap, and the bartender will pour you a perfect pint of Guinness Draft Stout. And so Guinness Draft Stout is the world's first ever nitrogenated beverage. So when we say nitrogenated beverage, we mean that they use nitrogen and carbon dioxide. So just like you go to your local coffee store and you get a nitro coffee, Guinness are the ones that created that style of beverage. Wow. So we created it back in the 50s, and you know, it's been going from strength to strength ever since.
It is. Okay. So this is the thing, Owen. While we're getting ready to probably go out and do things, you're going to make sure that your pint of Guinness is poured correctly, especially if they're using a nice little tab like you have there. So show us the proper way I should make sure, and I'll call somebody on it too if they're not pouring it right.
Definitely do. Definitely do. So the first thing we want to do is we want to have a clean, we always like a clean branded Guinness glass, but a clean, dry tulip glass. And what we're going to do is we're going to hold the glass at a 45-degree angle underneath the faucet. We're going to pull the handle all the way down. So as we pull that handle down, we're getting this beer and nitrogen mix coming into the glass. And so as that starts to fill the glass up, we're going to bring it to rest once it gets about halfway up the harp here.
Now, Owen,
sorry, go on.
Owen, sorry, I saw there's foam there. I was told you don't want foam in the beer, but it's different with Guinness, right?
As I said, we are the world's first ever nitro beverage, so we want that thick, velvety, creamy head on top of our roasted barley body. That's what gives that smoothness, the velvety mouthfeel to it, and it's quintessentially Guinness. But so this is what happens when you're at the bar. But we can also recreate this when you're at home. So we created Guinness Draft in a can. I believe you have some cans in front of you there.
Yeah, I do. Okay.
So what we'll do is we're going to take a cold can from the refrigerator. There's a lot of myths that people drink Guinness warm in Ireland. Nobody drinks beer warm anywhere. So what we're going to do is we're going to crack open the can, and we're going to let it settle for a second. So you're going to crack it open, and you get that initial bang from opening the can, but there's a secondary surge. So inside this can, there's a little plastic ball. It's called a widget, and that releases all of this nitrogen and carbon dioxide that's inside the can. So we leave it to settle for 5 or 10 seconds. And now we're going to do the very same. We're going to hold our glass at a 45-degree angle, and we're going to nice and slowly just pour that beautiful Guinness Draft inside. So as we pour that in here, we're going to go all the way to the top with our can, because that nitrogen just gets released once. Pour all the way to the top.
I'm going to try again. Oh, there we go. All right, Owen, look, and I'm pouring it. All the way in?
Yeah, all the way in. Fill it up. Don't stop till you hit the top.
There.
Excellent.
Look at that.
So we get this beautiful surge and the cascade, just like what we were talking about at the pub, but you get to recreate that at home. And so my first pint that I poured here, this is settled, so I'm going to top this one up. So the two-part pour, essential to be able to pour proud of the rim of the glass when you're getting a pint at your local pub or restaurant. So we're going to push the handle away from us this time. It's going to give us a slower, more controlled pour
Yeah.
that allows us to get all the way to the top of the glass and not spill. And with that, we have beautiful pints of Guinness Draft Stout.
You do. You got them right there for us. I love it. Thanks for showing this to us. Tell people how they can find out more about, of course, pouring the proper pint of Guinness.
You can go to the Guinness website at guinnessus.com, or you can talk to your local bartender. Once those guys are open, once you're staying safe, have a chat with them. Go to your local pub, head down, Mill Avenue, head down a lot of places down there in Phoenix. Great spot to get fabulous pints of Guinness there.
Perfect. And Owen, how can they find you more? Because I love this, that you got all this knowledge.
They can find me just at Owen.Clavin or at Owen Clavin, just up on social media. But also, I would recommend following at Guinness US. That's our US social media handle. You can get us across all platforms on that. And just an absolute wealth of information, not only on Guinness Draft Stout, but also the rest of the beers in our portfolio. And of course, all the great food pairings and stuff you can do with Guinness over the holidays.
So perfect. Owen, thanks for joining us. And I'll definitely work on my my Irish pronunciation. Take care.
Excellent. Enjoy, my friend.